I'm Lindsay. We are in Portland, Oregon. My channel is Solar Power Show, which is very hard to spell. And you're watching Wanderlust Estates.
Woo! For the day I break these chains, I'm bound for the life of the simple things.
A buddy of mine that goes by the Almost Happy Camper actually sent this out to me to go ahead and do a review of. And well, he works for an outfit that sent it out to me, I should say. And what it is it's one of those solar power generators. And so we're gonna pull it out, we're gonna charge her up, and we're gonna do a review on it here. I'm gonna be here in Portland for another week at my buddy's place. And then I'm gonna be taking off back out on the road. So, you know, you're looking at about a week from the time that you see this video for me to be back out there. Okay, pretty plain boxing here, it looks like. So pull the unit out. It's pretty compact, fairly light. Let's see here, got some stuff, got another box here, some stuff. We'll have to see what's in here. Let's go ahead and open this up first though, because I have no clue what's in here. I wasn't expecting anything other than the power generator. Very cool. So we got this fold up solar panel here. And what do we got in this little pouch here? Real quick. Okay, so there's our cabling to hook her all up. All right, sweet, decent cables too, like legit ones, not the joke ones. Okay, and a charger, huh? Oh, okay, cool. The whole works here. Right on. You know, so I actually have another unit, and this looks 10 times better put together than that other unit. I'm really stoked about the solar panel. Can't wait to test it. I think I'm going to go ahead and charge it up with the solar panel. And this is not a good area for solar. We're in the middle of winter. I'm pretty high up north, being in Portland area. So this will be a very interesting trial. So far, I'm really impressed that it's using proper connectors. So a lot of these, they'll use these twists or these different junk connectors. This is real cabling, especially when we're talking about a 60-watt panel, because this is probably going to take, you know, I would say 2 or 3 days to really charge up that unit, to be honest. This is going to be more like just to keep a charge on, but still, I mean, it's just really nice, well put together. Feels sturdy. It looks good. I'm kind of impressed so far. We've gotten a chance to look at the solar panel. I didn't even know they were going to be sending that out to me, so that's super awesome. The other unit that I'm going to compare it to, the Jackery that you see everybody with, should be a really nice comparison. At least you'll have a good idea of what it can do. So we're going to go neck to neck with it. Just some simple stuff, you know, because the inverters on these are pretty small, so you're not going to be running anything major. Maybe an electric blanket for a couple hours, you know. Lower wattage stuff. I mean, you could probably run a TV on it for a while, that kind of thing, but you're not going to be running your hair dryer or anything like that. Okay, so we got a little adapter in case you have the old school like battery cables to a plug style like this. that you can stick in here and then use it on this straight off of your battery. We got this that you can go into your cigarette lighter in your vehicle, or your 12-volt port, now that cigarettes aren't as big of a deal. So that's really handy. It's usually the fastest way to charge these. Then we have a wall adapter, so you can do it off of 110. So if you're at Starbucks or at the house to get ready to head on out. And here's our unit. So it's a 250 watt unit, it looks like. And so about 2 days, that solar panel, I'm thinking, should be able to charge us in about 2 days from a 20% discharge. So, you know, it's not gonna, in 1 day, it's not gonna do everything all the way back up, especially here where I am. So pure sine on the inverter, that's very good news. 240 watts it'll give us, so that's not too bad. That's pretty decent. So we got about 64 amp hours roughly is what this works out to. So it's not as good. It'll probably last pretty close to what a 100 amp hour Walmart battery will do for you. And we already know it's solar chargeable. That's why we have the panel. So we're going to go ahead and turn on the power. We're going to see where our charge is. Dang, I hate slamming it like that, but whatever. Okay, so it's at 40%. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see how long it takes to charge this up via solar, just by laying the solar panel out in the sun flat. And we'll see how long that takes. That's going to give a lot less wattage than we would get if we had it tilted. But generally speaking, I figure if you're going to be out in the woods somewhere or just hanging out at a campground, you probably that's probably how you'll do it. Almost 10 a.m. in the morning. I'm going to go sit it outside. How we should do this. I want to give this a fair opportunity, you know. Okay, so we're already getting some solar. That's how we can tell by the little light on this guy. And this is a really pretty simple setup here. Plugged her into the solar input, and she's starting to charge here. So we're just going to leave her like that and see what goes on. This is not giving it its best opportunity, but I am curious to see how it does like this. So our sun is still low in the sky, hasn't come all the way up yet, and we got some branches and stuff that are in the way here, but I'll keep an eye on it. I'll see how it does charging it. Okay guys, so I brought it back inside from running out there. I didn't watch it all day, so it might have got a lot of cloud cover. I just thought about it once it got nighttime. So let's see how far it charged up today. So it gave us a 40% charge. We started off at 40, now we're at 80%. So that's not terrible. Like I said, that panel is probably going to take a couple of days to charge this guy up. The Rockpals all charged all the way up. I got the Jackery charged all the way up. What I'm going to do is, I think having data on when you're doing a review on how long something will run this or run that is like really useful information, right? But I think it can be even better when you have a standard against it. And these units are very similar. So this one, I believe it is 250 watts as well, watt hours I should say, and so is the Rockpals here, so they're pretty comparable. This one has been around a little bit longer, or at least has been known about longer online, and I happen to have the unit, so I figured it'd be great to be comparing the Rockpals versus this. Now, when you're doing this kind of comparison, I mean, it's a no-brainer. The Jackery looks better than the Rockpals. But I can tell you right now already, and I just started off, I have a friend that actually had the solar panel that goes with the Jackery, and it was a joke. He was even in Arizona, which is a lot better place to have solar than it is up here where I am right now in Washington State. I mean, I'm about 8 miles out of Portland, so, you know, I'm almost in Oregon. But, you know, you're looking at probably this time of year, maybe like 3 hours of solar hours here in Washington State, and you're probably looking at like 4.5 to 5 solar hours in Arizona. So there's a big difference. And it was this time of year last year in Arizona that my buddy Jimmy, he actually tested the solar panel with the Jackery, and it barely did anything for him. I was actually able to, it took 2 days, okay, but I was actually able to use the Rockpals solar panel here to charge up from a 40% discharge state on the Rockpals unit to 100%. Now, I don't like seeing it take that long, obviously, but I knew it would because, you know, it's a 60 watt unit and solar panel, and I didn't have the greatest sun exposure here in Washington State this time of year. So you would have a better experience probably in Arizona, and if the panel was tilted appropriately instead of just laid flat like I did it, you could probably do it in a full day if you use the entire day in somewhere like that. But that's still a huge advancement over the Jackery solar panel. Just saying, right? That doesn't mean you can't hook a different kind of solar panel to it, right? Because you can, you know, all you have to do is have the right connectors and make sure it's not too high of a charge for this guy to handle, right? But here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have data on both of these. What we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to start just playing YouTube videos all day. And then once we have that information, I'm going to report that in the review. And we're going to do a couple other things. I'm going to use my cell phone as well in doing this. And I'm going to let you guys know how that turned out. And I may even try it with TV, since a buddy of mine actually, I'm at his house right now. Okay, as you can see here by the little plug icon, we got the laptop charging right now. And we got it running on the Rockpals itself unit. And I just got a country music playlist. It's 11:37. So I'll check in with you when that thing goes dead. We're down to 20% battery life according to the deal here. And that's when you're supposed to kind of stop discharging these units if you want them to last a long time, to last their rating anyways. And we're at 4:04 and it was 11:38, so not quite 5 hours. So now we're gonna go ahead and switch on over to this guy and see how it performs. All right, 100%, let's plug her in. Okay, plugged in. The plug is charging away. Okay guys, we're down to 19% here, which is under 20. 20% is, you know, the bottom that you're really supposed to discharge these. Okay guys, as you just saw, the battery was at the 20% mark. We're at 834. So these are pretty comparable. They're only about 20-25 minutes difference in how long they were able to run the laptop. You could probably say that I had a little bit of harder draw on the Rockpals just because it wasn't fully charged. The battery on my laptop wasn't fully charged when I plugged it into that. So if anything, but the Rockpals still beat the Jackery by about 20 minutes. So Rockpals has better battery life. Their solar panel works better. Or at least at the rate that the laptop pulls. you know, one of them's about 4 hours and 30 minutes, not quite 30 minutes. The other one was about 4 hours and 40 some minutes. So yeah, I mean, it's so close. I'm gonna charge them both up and then go ahead and check out how many times I can charge up my cell phone on it, and then also on each of them. And then also I'm going to probably see about how long this TV in here will run on them. I'm ready to go ahead and kind of give a final overview and give you the information on how each of those units did on my cell phone. So the Rockpals unit and the Jackery unit are very comparable as far as specs. Now the Jackery unit gives me about 9 charges on my cell phone, I found out. And the Rockpals actually gave me 10 in a very partial charge. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of put, you know, right here a photo of the specs for my cell phone, because it's going to vary a little bit depending on battery and all that for everybody. So if you want to have, if you're a nerd like me and you want to have the information on what you might expect from your phone, you could do the little bit of math by comparing the battery size. Now, I didn't actually get to hook it and compare it on the TV since I went and hit the road sooner than I thought, but it would have been cool to have done that, especially since I think that the wattage on the TV is going to be a little bit higher than my laptop maybe, but I could be wrong. Anyways, Rockpals beat out the Jackery. It was really close, but in every aspect that I was looking at, I think the Rockpals is just a little bit better. And you have some data on what it'll do on a laptop now, and then also what it'll do with your cell phone. The biggest place that the Rockpals is better than the Jackery is it absolutely crushes it on the solar panel. The solar panel for the Jackery isn't even worth purchasing, and the solar panel for the Rockpals is useful. I would like to see it be more like 100 watts instead of 60 watts, but still, it's useful, it's meaningful, and I give the unit a thumbs up. Get out there, connect with people, live your big story, and make sure you do something every single day to reduce world suck. Peace, guys.